Have a topic I did want to bring in because someone did ask again, where I think the ancients went wrong when I made my post about ancient civilizations coming back. I did touch a little bit on it, but this is one big umbrella term or one big umbrella cause that I think brought the ancient civilizations down. And there are many things underneath this, but the main thing I truly believe is the disconnect from source and God. I believe the power that and the technologies that we were using and particular people using those things, it got really out of hand, and we started using those things away from source, God, love, unity, purpose. We started using them for more selfish purposes. This goes really deep. This can talk about so many things. What does it mean to be in God and to be taken away from God? Those are all the things that I'm really talking about. So the DNA splicing and mixing DNA with particular creatures and playing mad scientist, playing God rather than, living with God in harmony with God, but thinking we are God and taking that creation right from God and getting that mad scientist hat on with our power and technology, which we kind of are in a similar time of now, like cloning and things like that. So really stepping into the zone of we are God rather than we work in service to source or in service to God. We kind of took that upon ourselves to say, no, we are God. So that's one of the major things that I think Gigi Young does a really great job at discussing different falls or different ways that we fell from source. The fall was from God. The fall was from unity. The fall was from source, unity and union. So anything that made like these particular cults or social groups or particular people that took their power and used it for ill intent that actually harmed the masses but may have given them like a little bit of gain. They sacrificed the unity code, they sacrificed their God connection in order to receive their little bit of power or whatever it was, hierarchy, whatever it was that these, we fell from union, we fell from source. We had all of these things coming in to make us separated, to make us fight. I keep thinking of that movie Raya and the Last Dragon, how everyone is fighting versus unionizing. That's a really good movie to watch. It kind of brings me to like the ancient civilizations and the ways that we fell. It was all about power. We lost the connection to God, which is similar times that we're in now. We don't know what union is. We don't know what God is. And it's because Age of Aquarius is no more middleman between me and source. I have this connection right here. I am source. I am connected directly to source. And we're breaking down that needing the middleman to connect and finding the earth again, finding these things that we have always known connects us to source, that were given to us from other parts of the galaxy, that were given to us from other beings, so that we are able to find our source connection with ourselves, with our earth, with our communities. So when it comes down to what brought these ancient civilizations down, it's going to be different for each one, but the main thing I think like at the top is losing connection to God, losing connection to God and losing connection to union and unity, and separating off into our own little selfish things that were for self-gain. And it's because of a fall of consciousness. When we fell from love, when we fell from grace, when we fell from union, we separated off and broke off into all these little fragmented pieces and parts, and that created a lot of separateness, a lot of brokenness in the consciousness. And in my opinion, that like brought through or maybe open space for particular parasites to infect our minds and our hearts to be more selfish. I personally think parasites are not natural to our world, and they have been brought to our world to harvest our minds, our energy, our guts, that's why detoxing and cleansing these things are so important, because some parasites have been here since the beginning. Some parasites have been here for a very long time, and the more that we work to clear these things out, the more we can clear what brought us away from God, what brought us away from love, what brought us away from source. And is it everyone thinking they have the right way and it's only one way? Because that's not it. We all have a missing piece of the puzzle, and it's meant to be a giant puzzle. There is no one way fits all. We are all, like, physically, yes, we have anatomy, we are 99% the same physically, but energetically we are all different compositions of energy. And it's so important that we understand that we don't try to force our ways on anybody, because what may work for me may not work for you, because our energy composition is different. That's why learning ourselves and what is best for our energy is so important, because we can't just follow everybody else, but there are people here to influence us, to find the things that we need, to help us bridge to the things that we need. But back to the main question, what do I think was the fall of ancient civilizations? And I think it is the fall from God, the disconnect from each other, the disconnect from what really matters in this life, and the communion of life and the village lifestyle, and separating, and colonialism, and there's a lot. But the main thing is falling from God, falling from love, separating, ego, putting ego over heart, putting ego over love, putting ego over source, unity, connection. But if anyone else feels free, like, to piggyback off of this and add their own 2 cents, please do. This is a conversation I think that would be beneficial for everybody to tune into and add their 2 cents in, because we all have memories, especially us older souls that have been in these ancient civilizations. We have memories. So the more we connect, the more our memories will connect, and the more we can correct what we did wrong last time. And I truly think it is a lot to do with separating and separation, and leaving people to be alone. We were never meant to do things alone. We were never meant to do things alone. We are all a part of this grand puzzle. And the more we understand that all of us have a puzzle piece, all of us are a piece in this puzzle. Nobody is left behind. No one is less important than another person. We all have our duty and role and goals, and to help each other find our duty, roles, and goals is our purpose. That's God, to be working together in union and in harmony. That's God, union and harmony. We fell from union and harmony. That's my personal opinion. Gigi Young, again, Gigi Young on YouTube, has so many lectures and talks on this type of thing. If you want to dive deeper and perhaps unlock some of your own memories, she talks a lot about Rudolf Steiner and his books and his studies, which I think is very imperative. Very, very intelligent person, and lots of good material to read there. But yeah, leave your 2 cents in, stitch this comment. Let's get the conversation going. What made us fall in the past? How did we fall? What brought us to the fall? What was our fall from grace? How did we fall? How do we not fall again? How do we unionize again? How do we become even a stronger union than we ever had before? I'm going to tell you right now, it has a lot to do with emotional intelligence, which is a very underdeveloped intelligence that we have in our system right now that is still doing its best to be birthed. Once emotional intelligence is brought online fully for everybody, that is when we will see grand change. Because the hearts within all will be activated, open, online, open to receive and giving love and receiving love. That's a big, big thing, is healing our inner child, healing these things that hold these crystallized blockages, maybe not just from this lifetime, but from previous lives. So that's my opinion. That's my 2 cents. If you have any additions, please feel free to add.